call yourself a man? You know you're a lying, low-life, motherfucking gambling degenerate prick. You know that's what you are?
Well, hello you degenerate fucks, and welcome to The Degenerate Gambler. It is Tuesday the 8th of June, and we're back after a short break, and this is just the Euro 2020 or 2021, whatever you want to call it, preview show. I'm going to go over my outright bets, just some of the teams I fancy, some of the things I fancy, and yeah, just basically talk through what I've bet. As I said, I put a post up a couple of days ago, I think yesterday as well, showing the stakes of the bets that I've already placed. I might do one more. I'll get that in a minute why. Yeah, I've done about 70 or 75 pound of bets. Just before I do get into that, I did say I was taking a break, and I did. I managed to hold out and refrain from doing a bet for probably about a week. But the other day, there's friendly games on. England and Scotland, and who did I do? I backed England, Scotland, Belgium, Hartlepool, and Austria. It was a wee £10 bet. It was paying 124. Austria drawing nil each, done me out of it. So I was a bit gutted about that, because that probably would have paid for my Euros. But listen, as I say, I haven't been doing many bets, so excuse me. I haven't been doing many bets, so the money that I saved during the week and the weekends is paid for it anyway. But it would have been nice to have that wee 120 odds to kickstart the Euros. So I'll post all the bets probably Thursday night, Friday morning. But in the meantime, I'm going to go over them all here now. So I'll run through the three sort of main ones. I have France and Mbappe to be top goal scorer at 20-1. Now with that, obviously France have a great front line. It could be anyone. I do really fancy France. Obviously they've got Mbappe, Griezmann, Benzema's back, Giroud, although I don't think he'll score many. So yeah, you know, picking Mbappe is the hardest part of that, because he can't be hot and cold. But the way I look at that is he's likely to maybe score 2 or 3 in one game. Excuse me. He is a bit of a streaky player. He can score 3 in 10 minutes, and then he'll not score for 2 games. But I think that's a solid selection. France are a big pick. A lot of people fancy them. I also did a £10 bet at 25-1 on Belgium and Lukaku to be top goal scorer. So Belgium to win the tournament, Lukaku top goal scorer. Belgium obviously good side, kind of like previous England sides where they've got a great bunch of players there, but they haven't won anything, and this might be their sort of last chance. A lot of the players looking through the squad, you know, getting on a bit, maybe got one more World Cup in them. But yeah, looking at it, I placed that bet, and then after they had a look at their 2 friendlies they had in the meantime, and looking through the team, it wasn't great, but there's obviously players missing, like De Bruyne never played and stuff, and a few other players. But yeah, 25-1, I think that's a fair, you know, it's a fair gamble. It's maybe not as likely as France are to win it. I mean, some people fancy Italy. I looked at Italy myself, but as I say, I ended up going with those 2. The other one that I'm contemplating throwing maybe 30, 40, 50 pound on just France to win outright. They were 5-1. They've now came into 9-2 with most of the bookmakers. I think the best price you can get them is 19-4 on Ladbrokes if you boost the bet. But all the other bookmakers I use, they're 9-2, so they are the outright favourites. I think at the start, England, Belgium, and France were all 5s, all 5-1. So yeah, it's just I'm just contemplating. It's just that some people who are big gamblers who I work with, friends and stuff, are saying to have the house on them. You know, they really fancy them. Actually, one of the listeners was contacting me last night. He fancies France. So it's just one of those. The problem with France is that they could all fight with each other. They've done it before, and then they end up going out in the first round, and they are in the group of death. The only thing is, obviously, 3 teams can go through. So they're in a group with Portugal and Germany. I think Hungary's the 4th team in that group. And as I say, you know, the French do have a history of fighting amongst themselves. And, you know, it's just, you know, they say, so the groups Germany, France, Portugal, Hungary, yeah. So I would hope that all 3 of those go through just for the tournament's sake. Routes to the final and all that there is a bit hard to predict now, but I do think it's hard to look past France. So that's the 2 that I've done. As I say, I'm thinking of maybe throwing 20 or maybe even 40 on France outright. I'll think about it over the next day or 2 and I'll see what I do. But anyway, so that's the 3 main outrights. I've also went with a group bet. I've actually got 2 group bets. One with a group of death in it and one without. So I'll explain a wee bit in a minute why. But so my group winners for my group bet are Italy at 4-7, Belgium at 8-11, Holland at 2-5, England at 2-5, Spain at 1-3, and France at 11-8. That's my bet that I've done for a tenner, and that is 15.8 to 1. Sorry, when I read out the teams, I only did the fractional odds. I didn't do the decimals for them. Sorry. So if you're used to your decimals, then you'll have to have a wee look yourselves. But so Italy 4-7, Belgium 8-11, Holland 2-5, England 2-5, Spain 1-3, and France 11-8. And I just quickly going through those. So Italy in Group A, Italy, Turkey, Switzerland, and Wales. I think they'll top that group pretty easily. Good side, Immobile up front. Yeah, I think that one's pretty locked on at 4-7. Belgium too. So Belgium, Russia, Denmark, Finland. I mean, Russia's a decent team. Denmark not bad. Finland. So I do think that's pretty much a lock too. Holland at 2-5. Now Holland obviously missing Van Dijk, and they have been playing like Daley Blind and a couple of other. Obviously they've got De Ligt there as well, but at the back, and they've got Depay up front, so not really a real recognised striker. But I think it won't. I mean, their group is Austria, North Macedonia, and Ukraine. If that group had been a bit harder, I probably wouldn't have picked them, especially at 2-5. But I think that's a pretty easy group. I mean, everybody's talking about North Macedonia not getting a point or scoring a goal or whatever, but they did beat the Germans in Germany a few months ago, so I wouldn't look past them that much. But I just think with Holland's pedigree, they should win that group at 2-5. Next, obviously, I went with England, which is a tough enough group. You know, Czech Republic's not a bad side. Croatia, Scotland will be a big game. Obviously, Scotland will be up for that. I do fancy the Scots to qualify as well. But, yeah, I think England at 2-5. It may be tight, that group, but I do think England will top it. Now, the next one's Spain. Spain are 1-3. Obviously, they're the worst price here. Just by a bit, by half a point. But this group, to me, is probably the hardest, especially at a 1-3 price. So it's Sweden, Poland, Spain, and Slovakia. Slovakia. So Poland, obviously, Lewandowski. You never know. Poland are a decent team, and if they play to Lewandowski's strengths, you know, they could get a few results. Sweden, I don't think Ibrahimovic is in the squad. But Sweden's one of those teams that they've always been a tournament team for years. You know, you don't think of them as a great team, but they normally seem to do well at tournaments. So again, a tough opponent. And then Slovakia is one of them teams. They're kind of hit or miss. I'd say at 1-3 is probably a too short a price for that, to be honest with you. It should be a bit better, but as I say, I've went with Spain. And then obviously the last one, the group of death, Germany, France, Portugal, Hungary, as I mentioned. And France, obviously the price is reflected that they're 11-8 to win the group. So as I say, that's 15.8 to 1. 10 on that gets me like 168. So happy with that. Then the other bet I did, obviously with the groups, was I did Italy, Belgium, Holland, England, Spain, and put £20 on it, and that was 6 to 1. Now that bet is technically not mine. It's my syndicate, and anybody who's listened before the start of the last season will know about my bet syndicate that I'm in. Anybody who's new to it, I'll just give you a brief thing. It's me and 7 friends, 8 of us. We put in money every week. We all take turns at betting. Great way to have fun with gambling. Save the money, keep it till the end of the season. But this year, because it was the Euros, we decided to take £20 from our payout, last year's payout, and use it to do an outright bet in the tournament. So I went with Italy, Belgium, Holland, England, Spain to win their groups at 6-1. So it pays about 140. So that explains that one. Next is some goal scorer bets. So I was thinking about doing top goals for the tournament. I think Ronaldo was a good price. Lukaku was 7s. I think Ronaldo was 10 or 11-1. But in the end, a bet that I was looking for that they weren't offering, but now they are. Well, they were offering it, but they were only offering it as singles. They weren't allowing you to combine them. Is to be their country's top goal scorer. So obviously you're going to go with some average ones, but some stick out more than others. One that they wouldn't let me do was Lukaku. Now, when I looked at it, some of you may have seen, I posted it a few weeks ago, I think, when I was facing about for these bets. Lukaku was 4-5 to be Belgium's top goal scorer. But when I went to do the bet, there was no price on him. So I don't know if they've stopped taking bets on it or what happened there. But so I just left him out anyway. So what I've done is I have a £15 bet at 27-1. And it is Immobile for Italy at 15-8. Depay, which I think is a cracking price, 9-4 to be Holland's top goal scorer. As I said, they don't really have a recognised striker. He's going to play up front, I would say. He scored 2 goals the other night in a friendly match. Kane 4-5 for England, and Lewandowski 4-6 for Poland. So Lewandowski stands out, Kane stands out. I think Depay stands out, and so does Immobile. So for me, that's it's not a lock, but that's a very competitive bet, I think. Then I did in the post I picked about 6 or 7 top goal scorers, and I thought I'll whittle it down. I'll put £15 on it, but something told me just to stick a wee fiver on the same 4, but add the other ones in so I didn't have to lose any. So those 4 plus Ronaldo at 11-10 and plus Teemu Pukki for Finland at 11-10. I stuck a fiver on that at 122-1. So that actually pays like £600 odd. As I say, that was more for a bit of fun, because when I was flicking through looking at who's going to be their country's top goal scorer, etc., I was just flicking, yes, this person, that person, this person, that person, and I ended up actually with 7. The 7th one was Gareth Bale. I took Gareth Bale off. He was 11-8 or something, I think. But I just thought to myself, I'll throw a fiver on the 6 of them. It's not really, my main bet is obviously the £15 on the 4, but I did like the prices. Like Teemu Pukki, if they played Denmark in their group, and they probably scored in that game. There's 2 Scandinavian teams playing each other, so I've just got a feeling that they may get 1 or 2 goals, and he's likely to get them and probably take their penalties. He had a good season for Norwich, so that's my sort of thinking there. So yeah, that's basically it, other than Bet365 gave me a free bet, £5 free bet credit. So what I decided to do was do a wee bet that would carry me over the first few days. Now, I'll obviously do other bets. I'll probably do bet builders. I might even do another accumulator. Probably leave Friday night out though, but I might do an accumulator that takes me over Saturday, Sunday. So what I went with my free bet, I think it takes me to Monday if I'm not mistaken, but as I said, it was a free bet. It was just to use the token. But so Italy and Turkey over 1.5 at 2-5. Wales and Switzerland over 1.5 at 1-2. Belgium to beat Russia at 4-7. England over 2.5 against Croatia at 6-5. Big price for that. And with England's defence, I do think they'll concede goals. I think they may win that game 2-1. But Holland to beat Ukraine at 11-20. It's just over 1-2. And Spain to beat Sweden at 2-5, and that comes out at around 20-1. So it's a wee bit of an interest. That'll just keep me occupied for the first few days, and then obviously, as I say, I'll probably maybe do a wee bet builder on Friday night, and then there's 3 games on Saturday. Actually, hold on, I'll get the games up here. So there's Friday nights Italy, Turkey. Saturday Wales, Switzerland, Denmark, Finland, Belgium, Russia. Sunday Austria, North Macedonia, Netherlands, Ukraine, England, Croatia. So I'll probably do a bet that I might even. To be honest with you, with my actual bets for the days, I don't know if I'm just going to do them all matches I'm watching, or if I'm going to just do. It's hard to pick accumulators when there's only 3 games on in a day. It kind of forces you to make selections you maybe don't want to make. But listen, it's Euro, so I'm sure there's going to be plenty of money spent. These things only come around every 4 years, 5 years in this case. So, and then obviously the World Cup it's every 2 years. But anyway, so yeah, there's going to be a lot of bets being done. Also, I just wanted to say, I know I've mentioned this before, but Live Score Bet, who I've been using for a while, I also still obviously use Bet365, but they have this game called Squads, where you can, and if you haven't played it before, you'll be allowed to do all your players at once. But what happens is it generates a player every day, so you have to log in every day and reveal your player. And what happens is when you get all 5 players, it then gives you an amount. It can be anywhere from like 50p to £50. It sort of spins on like a Wheel of Fortune type thing, and whatever any of your players score, even if they score 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, in this game, you get that amount. So, just for instance, I've got 2 players already for these Saturday and Sunday games. So this round is June the 12th and June the 13th. I've got Memphis Depay, who they obviously play Ukraine, and I've got Harry Kane, and they play Croatia. I've got a player to be revealed tomorrow, a player on Thursday, and a player on Friday. So I would advise anybody who doesn't have Live Score Bet to download it, especially if it's UK company. I know some of you listening in other countries. I'm not sure if it's available there, but it's definitely available in the UK. When you sign up, you do a £10 bet, you get two £10 bets free. So you're going to get some money anyway, and then also you'll get to be able to enter in the squads, especially if you do it before Friday. It's just a way to get some free, possibly get some free bets. Looking at this here, if I get maybe £5 as my mystery amount, I could do quite well out of this. Depay playing Ukraine, England, Harry Kane, main man. So yeah, I'm hoping to get 50 quid in both them two to score a hat trick. But then looking the rest of the week, I'm likely to get 3 defenders. But who knows what will happen there. But it's more about the amount. But it's just a game where you can play. It's free, chance to win money, and the money's in cash, so you can withdraw it. I say, like, these, I know work for these, they don't pay me. Anybody who listens regularly will know that I stopped using Sky Bet and started using this Live Score Bet maybe about 5 weeks before the end of the season, because I was double checking prices, and these were by far the best, especially on over 2.5, over 1.5, and teams to win. So, as I say, if you're in the UK and you're listening, give it a whirl. It's the same people who do the Scores app, but it's just obviously it's a different app. It's only for betting. I think it's actually maybe run by Virgin Bet. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is that there's some free money there to be taken. Why not take advantage of it? So anyway, that's basically it. As I say, I will post all the bets probably Thursday night. In preparation for Friday. And then, again, with episodes, I'm not sure what I'm going to do here as far as how do you fit episodes in. I'll maybe just do one a week, maybe Wednesday or Thursday. Or I'll have to look at when the first round of games. Maybe do it at the end of every round of games. So after everybody's had game 1 and then you're about to go into game 2, I'll probably do the episode then, just to sort of review bets and to have a look how things are going. So yeah, that's it. That's basically me for today. I'm sure we're all loving it and excited for the Euros. I know I am. It just leaves me to say, if you are doing a bet coming this weekend, good luck and happy punting.
Here, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, thanks. Let me find out you fucked up. I'll leave you wherever I find you.